Welcome to The Explainer. So, have you ever gotten a raise and then a few months later found yourself wondering where all that extra money actually went? Today, we're digging into the 10 hidden wealth traps that keep so many of us from really getting ahead. These are the habits, the mindsets that seem totally normal but are, secretly sabotaging your financial future. We're going to break down exactly why a bigger paycheck doesn't automatically make you wealthier.
Okay, let's just dive right in. This is the big, frustrating question that so many young professionals face. You finally land that great job, you get the promotion, you see that bigger number hit your bank account, but at the end of the year, your savings account looks pretty much the same. It feels like you're on a treadmill, right? Running faster but not actually going anywhere. So what is really going on here?
So here's our game plan for today. First, we'll nail down the core problem with that new income. Then, we're going to get into the head games and the sneaky, everyday habits that are draining your wallet. And then, we'll get to the good part, the one simple but super powerful solution to start building real, lasting wealth. All right, let's kick things off with the very first trap. And this one is so common because it starts the second that extra money lands in your account.
And here it is, trap number 1, lifestyle creep. You know how it goes. You get a bonus, and suddenly that nicer apartment downtown, the brand new car, the daily fancy coffee, they don't just seem possible, they feel necessary. The real danger here is that your expenses just quietly expand to match whatever you're earning. It feels like you're just rewarding yourself for hard work, but what's really happening is you're staying in the exact same financial spot. Just remember this, wealth isn't about what you earn, it's about the gap between what you earn and what you spend. Lifestyle creep wants that gap to be 0.
Okay, now let's talk about the psychological traps. Because honestly, what's going on inside your head is just as important as what's happening in your bank account, especially when you're just starting to navigate your career.
This slide just lays it out so perfectly. It's the battle between two huge traps. Over on the left, you've got trap number 4, looking successful. This is all about going into debt for the status symbols, the luxury car, the expensive watch. It's about image, about getting those social rewards. But on the right, you have trap number 5, becoming valuable. This is the real stuff. This is the hard work of actually building skills, developing good judgment, and earning a rock-solid reputation. And you can't buy any of that with a credit card.
And that leads us straight to trap number 6, just playing the status game in the first place. The main point here is brutally simple. Trying to win at status games is a guaranteed way to lose financially. It just eats up your 2 most valuable resources, your time and your money, the very things you should be pouring into building real valuable skills. Chasing the illusion of success can literally stop you from ever achieving it. Which brings us right to trap number 7, the people you hang out with. If your whole friend group is about those expensive weekend trips and dinners at trendy restaurants, that starts to feel normal, right? Before you know it, your financial standards are shaped to match the group's, not your own actual goals. So just take a second and think about it. Does your circle push you to grow and be disciplined, or is it all about that short-term fun?
Okay, now let's get practical. Let's talk about the everyday things that are quietly draining your bank account, often without you even noticing. These are the little leaks that can sink the whole ship.
Now this slide gets at something really interesting, and it's trap number 2, confusing cheap with valuable. A lot of us think saving money means buying the cheapest thing, but buying cheap often just means you're buying the same problem over and over. Like buying a cheap pair of shoes that falls apart in 6 months versus investing in a great pair that'll last you for years. Real wealth-building thinking doesn't ask what costs less right now. It asks, what gives me the best return over time?
And oh man, this is a big one. Trap number 3, dopamine-driven debt. We've all been there. You have a terrible, stressful day at work, so you jump online and buy something you don't need, or order that expensive takeout. You're basically using spending as emotional medicine. It gives you that little 10-minute hit of relief, but the stress is still there tomorrow, and now your money's gone too. It is probably one of the most expensive ways to deal with your feelings.
And finally, let's talk about 2 massive financial leaks that act as traps 8 and 9. First up, trap 8 is your location. Are you paying half your paycheck in rent to live in a huge city for a job that you could probably do from somewhere way more affordable? If so, your address is basically a tax on your ambition. And then there's trap 9, your skill set. Are you spending all your time getting amazing at something that the market just doesn't value that highly? If you are, you're essentially climbing a ladder with a really low ceiling, which makes it incredibly hard to ever earn significantly more.
Okay, so we've looked at all of these traps that are set up to keep you from building wealth. So what's the way out?
Well, the solution isn't just about trying harder or having more willpower. It's about changing your entire approach. This brings us to the final, and maybe the most important idea of all. It's the solution to trap number 10, which is this: stop waiting around for motivation. You know that random burst of energy you get at 1 in the morning to finally organize your finances? It feels great, but it's totally unreliable. It's gone the minute life gets a little bit difficult.
The real answer is to build systems. Look, a system is just a boring, repetitive task that you do no matter what, until it's completely automatic. So instead of waiting until you feel like saving, you build a system where, say, 15% of every single paycheck gets automatically moved to your investment account. It's non-negotiable. The system just does the work for you, and it forces the right action every single time.
And this right here is the key takeaway from all of this. Motivation is a feeling. It comes and it goes. But a well-designed system, that's permanent. A reliable system will always beat an unreliable burst of willpower.
So, let's recap. We've seen how lifestyle creep, all those ego traps from the status game, and those little hidden drains can hold you back, even when you're earning good money. And we've seen that the real path forward is building a deliberate, automatic system.
So, as we wrapped up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this question to chew on. Forget about motivation. Forget about waiting for the perfect time. What is one simple, repetitive, non-negotiable system you can put in place tomorrow that starts building the financial future you actually want?